Fnatic's turn.
Oh, this is. I'm actually worried for Fnatic just because to me the one thing that's missing is just like the keyword here is tempo. They don't actually have that good mid-game hero to kind of play aggressive and control past the Enchantress early game. Like the Enchantress will get a few ganks off early, even if they're successful. What happens after that? This last pick for a higher has to be something that just does everything.
Pugna's not very good at roaming and ganking, you're totally right. He doesn't have a stun, so it's hard.
And Spectre or Haunt, yes, you can be active, but you need somebody to set up for you. Like, you need almost like a puck off lane. But again, puck off lane, like, weaken the laning stage, perhaps. And Nyx is like so. It isn't a high hero. Perhaps that's where they...
Yeah.
Okay, so
but Nyx it is. I mean, you said so not the worst. Not the worst of the pool.
It's the backup plan.
Right, covers what you need to. It's not your first choice. Puck having been banned out, a lot of the other choices too coming out from Wings. So Wings, once again, I mean, like you said, Cap, perhaps the first time we're seeing them command the lead in the draft and throwing the questions over to Fnatic or their opponent side in general, regardless of their matchup. Any final thoughts before we jump into this last game?
It's going to be a good one. Both teams have really good lineups. They could go different ways, and we'll see who wins it.
Yeah, it's the first time we're seeing Wings playing their game, playing their draft, and not just entirely reactionary to Fnatic. So curious to see how it plays out.
All right, Cap, and you?
I think the laning phase has the most opportunity for Wings. I think they actually have an opportunity to switch them in a way that will abuse Fnatic and leave the Nyx Assassin potentially useless. It's a very rough offlaner to run and successfully consistently be successful with it.
All right, well, we've had our ideas here on the panel about the draft in game number 3 between Fnatic and Wings. Who will take the victory and secure their spot in the finals towards the trophy of ESL One Manila 2016? Time to find out with our commentators.
Indeed, Chopper, thank you very much, and welcome back to the casting panel. We're ready to get ourselves into the final game of this series, the deciding one between Fnatic and Wings. And once again, Wings, this 5th pick is always something that's a little bit different. This time, coming in with the Treant. You know, not a hero we're seeing all the time, but I'm liking it. You know, with the Treant, the defensive Astrals, the Witch Doctor TPs, the Savage Roars. Wings lineup, it seems like it's going to be quite hard for Fnatic to punish in the earlier stages like they have been doing with their Enchantress play.
It's been a very popular support combo in the past as well, with the Witch Doctor heal, and then of course the armor coming out from Treant that also heals. So they have a lot of ways of keeping their lineup alive. Lone Druid, obviously one of the heroes that is really hard to take down strictly because of how much HP he has once he gets his ultimate. So,
however, Fnatic have, I would say, 2 of the best counters to Outworld Devour in the game.
oh yeah, definitely.
Like Pugna is actually has one of the best win rates normalized for Pugna's own win rate, and then Nyx Assassin is really good. Sure, you have tree armor, but when you're doing like 600, 700 damage mana burns, it doesn't really help that much.
And they have swap as well. The problem is, do you think, as Austin briefly mentioned, do you think they overcommitted on the OD counters and have very little to deal with the actual Lone Druid?
I think Pugna's actually pretty good versus the Lone Druid.
Yeah, because of the crypt?
Yeah, like it's very difficult for the Lone Druid to actually siege towers. Like the high ground siege is insanely complicated when you have to deal with the crypt every few seconds.
Looking at the laning situation at the moment, I mean, this bottom lane to Ohio, playing the off-lane Nyx Assassin. It's going to be up against the Witch Doctor and the Beastmaster combination. I mean, how much do you expect this Nyx to be able to find down here? Is he going to get decent XP, or should the side of Wings be able to force him back out of position?
Oh, you have your answer right now.
Yeah, moving in, this looks like Ohio in a little bit of trouble and falling incredibly low. I mean, he has to be careful. I mean, he's come prepared. He's got 7 tangos. And, of course, with the Mango, just that pretty damn nice base regen.
Watch who's coming.
He's got to be careful, but indeed. Fnatic looking to come in again. DJ, the man who had a great start, game 1, game 2, looking for Ice. Cast will come out. Is it going to bounce? It's not from Ohio, and now do it. DJ finding the first, but the question is, can they try and find themselves more? Going to chase down Faith here. Has he got any more control here with the creeps? Faith, he's going to be fine, but yeah, as you said, DJ, this Enchantress, they let them have it again and showing us how much he can achieve in these earlier parts of the game.
He just maximizes the damage output too. He had like no cooldowns left, but he still got like an extra 200 damage on the Beastmaster, and that just adds up a lot.
And again, Modern here, the chaos came from my side, trying to hold Fnatic back. And yeah, DJ, I mean, do you imagine to see DJ just sit down here with an Nyx Assassin for the time being, or is he going to be incredibly mobile and look to the other lanes at this point?
Once Nexus doesn't get his boots plus pro main shield, it's very difficult for them to actually do damage to him or kill him. So I think he doesn't have to stay around that long. I think at this point, though, Net is actually having a somewhat difficult time with the Lone Druid getting level 3 with Aura Venom very, very quickly.
Yeah, they probably need to help Net, but on the other hand, they have Wing have no response to forcing this Enchantress out of their jungle, so he can successfully harass both the bottom lane and be a constant threat to the mid as well.
Oh, see Golem for DJ. Ice expecting a gank in the mid lane, or maybe even a chicken snipe.
That's the Ice indeed, as you said. He's going to be there to help out the OD if DJ commits, but he's going to hold it off for the time being.
Did DJ see him?
I mean, regardless, I think they assume that he's around there because no one's really right-clicking Ohio. Witch Doctor, that's normally his job, and they have an observer ward over there, so they know that there's not any pulling going on.
Oh, interesting. Spectre hasn't lost yet this weekend.
Yeah, Spec's been having an incredible run.
Oh, nice chicken snipe.
Oh, bottle down.
The level 1 Nature's Guys paying off again.
A lot of wars there and the clarity, but now trying to move it onto Shadow, 3-4-3. Being kited here by the bear, mid lane, DJ started to move in, Ice getting the cast out, OD falling low, but both teams quite able to finish anyone off here. But yeah, having the courier down, that is going to be a bit of a blow here, of course.
Yeah, he was very patient with that.
It's a very interesting way of playing Trion. Normally you would always see him either go for lead seed for the early game harass or the living armor to help out on the lanes. This Nature's Guide build where you sort of play it like a bounty hunter on the early level is funny.
Teams don't expect it, which is the biggest thing. Like every time you see a bounty hunter, you'll see, maybe a support carry yourself to the mid lane. You'll see chicken upgrade instantly at 3 minutes, but that's not what you expect with the tree. You don't expect them to be sitting in between your tier 1 and tier 2.
Now finding level 2 off of killing a ward.
On top lane. Talking about the tree, just putting some pressure here onto 3-4-3 here, just trying to disrupt the pull. And now on his Spectre, he's still finding a decent amount, 14 for 3. But at the same time, of course, Lone Druid, he's ahead in terms of CS.
Oh, they have eyes on Witch Doctor. Looks like Enchantress maybe a move.
DJ with the wraparound. Let's see if he wants to go in, but he's going to be playing safe here. Ice holding back. Top lane, Shadow, just trying to harass this Spectre down as much as possible. But of course, still that permanent backup of 3-4-3 is just cementing himself up on this top lane. I mean, I guess this is one of the things, with the pressure that Wings are putting on the top, I mean, can the Avenge really afford to rotate, or does she just have to stay there babysitting the Spectre?
She has to stay there, and they need to do something about the Lone Druid as well.
Really? I think they're okay, because the Beastmaster is being pressured a lot. Like, he's forced to ferry himself a lot of regeneration. Nyx is getting very sick at a very timely manner, and this Enchantress is causing a lot of problems for the Beastmaster.
But even then, the focal point is still just keeping either the OD or the Lone Druid away from farm to make sure that one of them isn't becoming a threat within the first 20 minutes. Like right now, it's still going even, right? There's 23 CS on the OD, 21 on both Cotton and Spec and so forth.
But a lot of it depends on the Beastmaster.
Going in on top, they found the Spectre. As we come over to them to see for more, they'll hit a 3-4-3 getting punished as well. We talked about the Venge needing to hang around to look after the Spec, but both of them getting taken down there.
Yeah, I was like, maybe they need to rely on Roar to set up for kills, but not when you get Roots.
And that's exactly the problem. If this Lone Druid is off to a great start, it's hard for them to first of all kill him, but also do something about the timing on the Radiance.
Mid lane, trying to move in onto the Pug to the Blast, coming back in return. So Blink isn't going to be able to push forward anymore. Mid one, holding up, he's going to be fine. Mid lane matchup, still just slightly favouring the OD. But as you said, Nyx Assassin closing on the 6, so is the Beastmaster. But I mean, if you are the Nyx Assassin, I guess once you hit the 6, are you then looking to leave the lane, or are you still looking to hang around before you're able to find your next item?
I think a DJ will probably, kind of set it up for him. Maybe they can take increase behind tower and just tower dive with the Nyx without even having to use Vendetta. You can maybe swing over to mid lane if you don't think there's a sentry.
Top lane, I mean, Net, look at the damage that this bear is doing to him. He throws out a dagger at one root, and suddenly 2/3 of the guy's life's gone. But bottom lane, Sanity's is going to be dropped. Ice is trying to find the courier. It looks like he might turn and just look to finish the Pug. He's going to try and deny himself to the agency. It's not going to make it, though, as Wings pick themselves up another third kill here for the side. And one here on the board for the OD. 3 for 1 at the moment. Wings as well. Just looking at the lane situation, it feels like they certainly are having the stronger early game here.
And the thing about Shadow too, look at his build. He went 3-3-0-0. No points in Ultimate, no points in Savage Roar, and I guess with the Living Armor, maybe feeling safe enough in this lane, but it's rare that you can get away with this kind of build, especially in the off lane.
Oh, upon him. Ayo going in with the Vendetta. He's not going to follow up with a stun, but there we go. The Troll Trap to set it up. Fnatic, they'll take one. DJ, 10 HP, he's got to run. As TP's coming through, OD turns up, he one-shots the Venge here. Now with the Astral, ready to set up for a second one. Wings ready to punish. Ohio, he came in looking for the action, he's looking for the TP out, he's not going to make it. The Roar comes through, and again, Wings securing themselves more kills for Blink on the OD. Fantastic rotation there from the side. Now towards the mid, nice. Out the cast, isn't going to get any bounces. Everyone will hang around and just trade harassment as he is very, very close to being able to take this tier 1 down in the mid lane. But it feels like just Fnatic. They need to find more at this stage of the game. Fortification's going to come out, and Blink, he's turned back to mid. Maybe mid one's hung around too long. Or he's going to come through. They're trying to turn this one around. Fnatic look towards the Witch Doctor, but he's got the Living Armor up. He's going to be fine for the time being. Mid one, he's decrypted himself, but the Maledict is going to tick him down here. So they find mid one, and now Wings, they get anything else. Doesn't look like they can, but again, that's the Haunt committed. Fnatic can't find a kill. Wings yet find themselves another, and this Ode, he's finding himself involved in so much action just 8 minutes into the game.
And now they get to deny the middle tower as well, and I really don't think the trade-off that they opted for, even though Ben thought it would be good to have the Nyx Assassin getting the early levels and Beastmaster kept down on farm, the trade-off in that is just not good, because the Beastmaster he'll bank his items over time anyways, and it's not as important as getting your Lone Druid off to a good start. Plus, Lone Druid is much more easily punishable because he has that long cooldown on the bear, so if they kept on ganking that lane and ensuring Spectre's farm, because right now, their win condition is getting a fat Spectre.
I think they committed too much to the bottom kill. They got the Witch Doctor and then ended up not getting the tower and ended up getting cleaned up by the OD. I think they need to focus, as you mentioned, more efforts on the Lone Druid, and looks like he will be able to take down this tower with Net's help.
Yeah, we're 9 minutes in now, and Spectre got an urn, but there's no face boots. He's actually very far behind what you would normally expect from a...
Oh, Vendetta pops before he can get in position.
Yeah, indeed. Fnatic looking to be unsuccessful there for the time being. Maybe they can push it because the tower already incredibly low. The stun coming out from Ohio is not going to connect, and now the TPs are coming in from Wings. They're ready to try and strike back. The question is, can they actually catch this out? Out comes the ball. If they can get the stun to Ohio, let's see if they can catch out this Nyx Assassin. He hasn't quite got the mana for Roar though on the Beastmaster, so Ohio's going to be fine. At the same time, Fnatic still sticking around. No, we'll be able to get the tower. And DJ looking to start to clean up, finds one, looks for a second, and he gets it. Fnatic, they needed that big time, and DJ, again, turning up on his Enchantress, getting himself a 3rd kill so far this game.
They have bear problems though. Net is just being bullied non-stop in this top lane, while it's 4-on-4 on the bottom.
A lot of pressure onto this back. Of course, if Net can find himself involved in some of the pickoffs that Fnatic are going to be looking for, he can certainly bring it back, but it's not certainly the ideal kind of start as we've seen most of the Spectres. Obviously, we saw that 100% win rate. I think in most of the Spectre games, teams were able to secure a pretty solid laning stage for them. Top laner higher, getting into position here with the Vendetta, eyeing up Shadow.
They don't have Haunt though. It's going to be a very difficult kill unless the smoke connects.
They've got DJ coming in. If they've got the control to get the impetus through, it's a very speedy Lone Druid coming in as well. It's not the impetus. Is it going to be enough for the Geese? Isn't quite. DJ can't quite chase it down. Now he's been astraled up. The question is, Wings, could they go back in here? Now the Untouchable, a little bit too much here for the OD to deal with.
Did you see how much that preemptive Living Armor actually negated? He took no damage from the Nyx Assassin, survived through the blast as well, didn't lose HP on it. It's just... He would have died easily if it wasn't because that Living Armor was put on him, and that was just a defensive measure. It was in case they're coming, and they did come. That was great read by Wings.
And it really seems at the moment, this trim pick. Very, very smart for the side.
The crazy part is he didn't even need Roar. If he had Roar, that would have been like no kill.
Or if he was lane, look, Faith, he's coming in deep. He's looking for 3-4-3. We'll get it. Ohio's TP'd in. Stun isn't going to connect onto the man, but they do have a Horn. They're out of mana, and now Net, he's on his case. Throws out the dagger. And now Ohio and Net, can they get this? Ice Ice is going to be there to hold them back. Throws out the caster. And now the Death Ball. Oh, there's Winston to do it. Ohio, he's going to pop. He's going to go. A double kill for the Beast. Picking that one up as well as the Venge that he dove for. Again, I mean, this game, 11 minutes here, and Wings, they're starting to spiral out of control, as we can see from the individual heroes' net worth. The top 3 all on the side of the Radiant, and this Lone Druid, 5.3k gold. It really feels like Fnatic, they need to do something to slow this man down, but I mean, how do they do that at this point?
It's all about the Nyx, but if they're prepared with the living armor as well as sentry wards at key choke points around the map, then they can really really limit his effectiveness. And the Spectre, he haunts him, but he can't even get any kills, as you mentioned. Like, he didn't have phase boots, like, he is just poor.
And Wings is just playing this extremely well right now, and even with all the attention that was given to the bottom lane and preventing the Beastmaster from farming, or at least attempting to, he has a book 2. We're 12 minutes in, and he has a book 2.
And Wings ready to go a little bit.
Yeah, nice observer ward placement by Treant. Like, he's using the nature guys.
Druid here, magic missile into the first impetus, and they're going to drop the savage roar! Oh, sends them packing back to base, Fnatic. Oh, that spell. It's a good one.
Yeah, he's just like taunting them a lot
He's
too.
just coming back in. Look at this man's movement speed. He's all over the place.
Like, if you were actually scared of Lone Druid, you'd be sending a melee for him.
At this point, I'd almost wager you that he won't die this game just because of Treant and the Bear and this good start he's off to. It's really, really hard for Fnatic.
We're on to DJ, no messing around. They drop the death ward. Where's your untouchable now? Straight away, Wings cleaning up the Sench that had a bit of a glimmer of hope at the start of this game, DJ, but now Wings are just punishing Fnatic left, right, center.
Yeah, Fnatic's lineup is definitely not something you want to play from behind. They have Nyx Assassin.
3-4-3, it's going to be another one for the side of the Wings, but they're moving. They will horn up to the try for the high coming in with a Vendetta stun. It's not going to connect space. Trying to get himself away. Mid-one is going to get the blast. The dagger coming out as well. Can they kill this Beastmaster? Oh, the Assa's going to buy a little bit more time. Fnatic, they've lost the Vengeful Spirit, but they look to hit back. They'll get the Beastmaster, the cast coming out, and now OD moving back in also Ohio. Ohio gets the stun, holds OD back, but here's Innocence. And Shadow moving in for more Innocence. Is he going to commit? There's already a TP back in from DJ. Ohio being brought down very, very low here by the units. Can they get themselves the kill? The blast from Mid-one is trying to clean up these Necros. He can't quite do it. Ohio will live. He will get himself out. But again, it's 10 for 5 Wings, still coming out on top of these engagements. Fnatic are managing to hold on to, of course, the towers. Not really a big push yet to come in from Wings. They've only lost the tier 1 on the top lane, but still it's looking very, very rocky for the side of Fnatic 14 minutes in.
Shadow back up to the top lane, having a grand old time just farming it up. Standing so aggressively because knowing they just fought, he can allow himself to. Nyx Assassin being back home healing.
Oh, this Pugnut needs to be a little bit careful if they can get a lead in with the Treant. That's not going to be the case. Mid-one a little bit too speedy. And he's at a point where he's very close to having that mech done as well, so that's going to be a huge pickup for Fnatic. Once they have that ready for the next team fight. And that's just a recipe away from the drums, and then at least when he haunts in, it'll be a little bit more of a scary force. But Wings with this smoke, it wants to dispel it from the high ground. Wings. And they get the vision here for the Roar if they want to try and go in still on this one. They're continuing to move around onto Mid-one. No horn available at the moment, and they know it. They're going to just jump straight in onto the Pug. The 1-2 from the OD. At the same time, they're looking for 3-4-3. The Death Ward again, dropped by Ice Ice. It's a killing spree for the Witch Doctor. And just kill after kill for Wings. This series has, from game 1 to game 2, game 3, these guys have just turned up their play. And at the moment, Fnatic, they're just struggling to deal with any of it.
Dire's middle tower.
I think they're just so surprised by how aggressive Wings is playing this, because in both these games that Wings have taken the dominant force, they actually have the better late game and the stuff you would expect them wanting to farm up with. Now they're just pushing down the tier 2 hour 15 minutes in. Bear's gonna have a relic now. Brody's looking real strong. Has a blacking bar.
Oh, he did have a horn, but he actually opts for the Spectral Dagger into the sideline, so he's not going to be able to ult himself out. They'll still continue to chase. Ohio, he's found Ice Ice, and this is a killing spree Witch Doctor, so a nice bit of gold if he's able to get it, but he's not going to commit for it now. Indeed, he's been spotted out. And there come the Axes chopping down the trees. Odie's there as well to pick this one up for the team. Another kill. Wings, absolutely no mercy, and this is an OD now, 502, 7.5k net worth. I mean, it's 2.5k ahead of the Pugner for the side of Fnatic. It's a massive difference. And then above that, you've got a Lone Druid as well. Huge gaps in terms of values for these heroes on both sides. And Fnatic, they need a huge team fight. They need this Nyx Assassin to start finding these pickoffs. They need fights where DJ's going to be in position to dish out the damage with the impetus, but at the moment they just haven't been able to find them. And Beastmaster's got a level 3 Necro at 16 minutes in.
And it's a Fnatic in complete disarray. I don't think they're used to playing from behind like this. They just run around, they are utterly clueless on what to do.
I think it's amazing how Wings adapted to the Enchantress during this entire series. Like in this particular game, what they did was they focused on, okay, if she's gonna roam around and gank our safe lane and gank our mid lane, we're just gonna crush their safe lane, and that's exactly what they did with the lone druid, and like that lane was just an utter disaster for Fnatic, and Spectre is still trying to get up there in net worth. Sitting at number 6.
Yeah, incredible how the one route it resulted in 2 kills there as well. Very unfortunate for Fnatic.
And that still struggling to try and find that money to complete the drums. Mech will now be done for the Pugna.
Yeah, but that's like a 17.5 minute radiance coming out for Shadow.
Oh boy. Is as well, yeah. This farm round, this lone druid. I mean, we talked about it earlier. Do you feel that the issue was that they just weren't able to punish the lone druid? I mean, coming out of the draft, we said that was going to be the case. You know,
It was a choice though. It was either kill bottom or kill top, and they committed to bottom, and they didn't even get the tower at that first initial maneuver.
The initial kill for DJ is perfectly fine. He creates a lot of space for the next assassin. From there on out, they should have focused on the top lane instead, and they kept on going bottom lane. Even the Vengeful Spirit, after dying, TPs down to the bottom lane.
Even forcing him to skill Roar and 1 point in true form will, you know, at least limit the amount of pressure that he can throw out at the Spectre. But with a super aggressive 3-3-0 build, that's he couldn't farm at all.
I mean, this OD now with a BKB as well. Blink is going to be so scary.
And every time the Necronomicon is off cooldown, Wings is just going to be looking to take a fight or take down a tower.
And they might find it here with the wraparound. Straight away looking for the TP out, but everything being thrown down onto the bench. Wings removing 3-4-3 from the game immediately, and they'll head to Roche. There's even a DD here to help them out. Things just everything working out for them here in game 3. And it's going to be an easy Roshan by the looks of Fnatic.
It might be one of those similar situations last game where you can just push high ground with a better late game, about 20-something minutes.
Let's see if Wings might even be able to find something more. They're going to see Ohio move one as well. Ohio holding back, trying with the stun. They'll put the trust. They'll get the cask off here. Eyesight starting to close the gap. Look at this from the high ground, just running around. Maladit will get laid down. They'll put as well, but now they should have a good attempt to close this gap. Look at the stun out. Ohio, look at the TP out, but the ult from the Treant. No messing around for Wings, and another kill. 15-5 at the moment, 19 minutes in. I mean, if you're Fnatic, what's the game plan? How do you start to just control this tempo that Wings have bought and shut this one down? Because it's looking to get very hard now at this point.
Yeah, Ben, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I don't really have a good solution for them. They simply need farm on the Spectre, but at the same time, they don't have any tools to deal with the OD now that he has BKB.
They are in very dire straits. We're talking fountain diving, 3-2-2. Going all in on this fountain for them to actually throw away this lead. It's incredibly hard for Fnatic to re-establish themselves in this game.
But great build all around them. The BKB just straight destroys the next assassin.
And the Netherward.
And the Netherward. And they have Inner Beast. I mean, that thing should fall very quickly anyways.
Beastmaster having his Necronomicon 3 just bought a Blast for the added push.
And this push is going to be pretty insane. Will Steve Fnatic are able to hold it. They'll have the Knicks back up in less than 10. The ward. Beating into high sides with the video restoration on, but the heal seems to counteract it. He doesn't care at this point. He's loving it.
The Bear's loving it.
Right there, he's just sucking it up. I mean, Fnatic, I'll catch the bear with a magic missile. Throw in the wave of terror here, but can't control it. And just like that, they've lost the melee racks bit. It just really seems that Fnatic can't do anything to stop this push on Wings. And there's a blink on the OD as well. I mean, this is looking incredibly scary for Fnatic. As you said, I think at this point they're just banking on Wings making mistakes.
Yeah, there was no one dead from the side of Fnatic. They just had to watch their base go down, basically. There's nothing they could do about it. So Wings relocating to the top lane, probably going to execute the same thing we just saw them do. As soon as the Necronomicon is off cooldown, which it is in 30 seconds.
Even using the Spirit Bear on the bottom lane to divert some attention away. But I mean, look at Net's items though. He has 1,700 gold. There's no item that he can really buy right now to make a big difference in a team fight. He might even be saving for like a buyback into a haunt again, but he's not really high enough level for that to make that big of a difference here.
I feel even worse for 343. He has brown boots.
Can't even afford the bracer, man.
It's a rough life as a support.
Maybe trying to split push on the bottom lane, but it's just no contest versus the Beastmaster and the Lone Druid.
Even the race, when you have a Pugner, you normally think, we're in a decent...
They're not prepared. They have to TP back right now.
But even then, can you fight them?
That's the question. I mean,
You have to.
we saw in the mid lane, they lost the melee racks. See if they have a more successful time defending on the top. Means to see how hard they want to go in.
Oh, Necro 3 down. We even see Arcane Rune on OD.
Radiant's
There,
middle tower
just going in,
is under
chipping
attack.
away at the tower. Trying to bring it down in here with the impetus and the stuns. If they can snag this, maybe they've got a chance of killing the bear, and they will once. Get themselves a bit of money in the bank here. The resummon will be there for Wings, of course. The question is, do they want to try and go for a push again? I mean, they can't really risk losing the bear again whilst it's on cooldown, because that would be a nice window for Fnatic to try and fight back into the side.
There is a minute on the Aegis, however, so they could have forced it, but probably wisely choose to just play it safe. Retreat until the bear's off cooldown, maybe wait for another Roshan. There's no reason for them to overextend, overcommit, risk anything. They're so far ahead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe waiting for the Necro book cooldown too, just coming off.
Yeah, but it feels like Enchantress just takes it every time, so it's not even that important anymore.
True.
Here we go again. In goes the bear. Oh, BKB dropped by Blink. He just runs straight in. Starts to lock down onto Ohio. We need to take down the ward. Mid one. Rolled him back, but oh, Net just getting 1, 2, 3 shot at him pretty much by the OD. Drops the sanity clips onto Ohio mid one. The OD, he's not scared at all of these guys. Living armor up onto him. Magic Missile will come out to the bear at the depth board now. Pounding into mid one. Decraps himself. They're going to go back in, dropping down the blast. There's a buyback here from down the Spectre, haunting it as well. The question is, can they find anyone off the back of this? They're trying to move forward, but the Savage Roar sends him back. 3-4-3 throws out a Magic Missile, but straight away OD jumps back in, looks to set up another kill here with the Astral. They will gather around, take down the Vengeful Spirit. Unstoppable for Blink here on the OD, and they'll move in to finish this top lane of Rax. They'll Wings this series, and yeah, the crowd appreciating just the level of play that Wings have brought here. Shutting down Net, that's a dieback on your Spectre. Fnatic being forced back to base. And this series, you know, game 1 to game 2, now to game 3, Wings just stepping it up each and every time, and to a point now where Fnatic, as we've seen this game, they've just been unable to deal with it. And in game 2 and game 3, Wings showing us how a lineup that you keep saying looks to be late game. You know, 23 minutes in, it's clearing your base out of Rax.
But the way they're playing this just oozes confidence. Like, if there's anything that these games are showing, it's that Wings are so super confident and comfortable with what they're playing.
It's just, yeah, as you said from the start, Fnatic were always going to have trouble just killing the lineup of Wings, and I think that kind of shows testament here. I mean, now on the defense, maybe. You know, there's 4 heroes, incredibly lovely time to have a Haunt now, but of course, Dead Spectre and on cooldown. And, you know, they've got the job done in terms of destroying the base of Fnatic. Fnatic, you know, they are going to fight to the end here. They're going to stick around, see if they can bring it back in one large, big fight. If they can find... They need everything to go right for them, everything to go wrong for Wings really at this point, because they're pretty much on the verge of having to deal with mega creeps. Just that half a set of Rax staying alive there on the bottom lane at 24 minutes in.
When there's this significant a net worth difference and your 5 Raxes down, it's not one time that they need to go in and stand in the fountain, it's 3 times.
3 times.
It's a tall order.
There really is. AC on Lone Druid. We saw there's a 30k net worth lead at 25 minutes in. That's absolutely insane. That's a huge lead for Wings this game.
Here we go. Desperate measures.
See what they can find. Innocent. He's invised up here, and he's going to dispel the smoke on 2 of them. They'll pop the dust. It doesn't quite catch him. The Haunt, they'll know where he is. They do have a sentry, they can get themselves in range. They'll jump in, looking for the trigger. They'll get the vision out, and they'll take down 1. That's the start of something good. You know, if they can do that, as you said, many more times.
Many more times.
Many more times.
On carries.
Oh, I think they're just getting mega creeps at this very instant, though. Range Direct's only at 275
Wings.
HP.
Yeah, we come into the fight. 3-4-3's been spotted out. They'll move in with the lone druid, the Venge, in a lot of trouble. The root with the first hit, he's gone.
The Radiant now
Venge
have
down for 30 seconds. The rest of Fnatic TP back.
Jeez, he even sent Necro Books to finish out that Range Direct to secure megas. Yeah, the way they played it though, it's like, oh, we see DJ playing aggressively, we'll play aggressively with all 5 heroes. I really like how they.
And he jumps in onto net. 1, 2, give it a third one, and that is going to be a godlike now for the OD. DJ dropping as well, and GG is called. Fnatic, they showed us a great show in game 1 and game 2, but game 3, Wings.
Radiant.
They're just playing so darn well.
Worthy of loud applause from the audience. Very well played. Every one of their players understanding their role to perfection. I think they played so great in these 2 series, or 2 games rather.
Yeah, I mean, Ben, going forward from this, I mean, Wings, a team as well that I feel that out of all of the teams involved in this land, they're the ones bringing us the most different stuff. You know, your Venomancers, your Necro, and now your Treants coming back.